Good morning, children. I have come back to take a new chapter or new lesson in English in your class. That is Unit 4, a Real Patriot. Patriot, meaning of a patriot is a person who loves the country. A person who loves his country is called as a patriot. Now, we all belong to India. India is our country. So, you can see this flag, Indian flag, our Indian flag. And these are the many persons who worked for our country. Now, we are going to listen to this lesson and you can follow. Let me read first. The three men were cutting stones at a factory site. A wise man who was observing them for a long time felt that all of them were committed workers. He wanted to know if all the three had the same ideas. He went to the first worker and asked him, "What are you doing, my friend?" So, this is a story, a nice, very interesting story if you listen carefully. There were three men working in a factory site and their work was cutting stones. A wise man, wise means a knowledgeable person, a person who knows what is correct, that is called as a wise man. He was watching them, observing them, seeing them for a long time. After that, after seeing them for a long time, he felt that these people or these three men were committed workers. Committed workers means they work hard and give their energy and time to their work. They don't spend their time wasting. They don't simply sit, but they work very, very hard. So he wanted to know if all the three had the same ideas. So he went to the first worker and he asked him, "What are you doing, my friend?" So we will see what answer did the worker give. The disturbed worker answered, "Can't you see?" said the man. "I am cutting stones." "Why are you doing it?" the man patiently said. "The contractor asked me to do so. I get money for this." "I see. You work for the wages." So, what was the reply of the man? The man replied, or the worker replied, he was very disturbed when this man came and asked. So he said, "Can't you see what I am doing? I am cutting stones." So this man asked, "Why are you doing it? Why are you cutting the stones?" So the worker replied very patiently, "Because the contractor asked me to do so." A contractor is a person who gives building materials, children, or who takes up some work and make others to do. That is called as contractor. So he said, "This contractor asked me to do so. And I'm doing it because he asked me to do, because I get money. I can earn money." So the wise man said, "Oh, so I see you are working for wages." That means you are working for salary or money. Later, the wise man went to the second man and asked him, "Why are you cutting the stones, friend?" "To earn a living. If I earn, I can look after my family well. I have a big family and to care for, and my wife is sick." There was no enthusiasm in what he said. "You mean you do this for the sake of your family?" So, first he asked the first worker, and the first worker told, "I am earning money because the contractor told, and I earn money, so I am doing this work. So he came to the second man and he asked him the same question. Why are you cutting the stones, friend? So that man replied, to earn a living. Earn a living means to get money to live. And if I get money to live, I can look after my family very well. And he says he has a big family to take care of. And his wife is sick. And it is said there was no enthusiasm in what he said. He didn't have that happiness. He didn't have that activeness in what he said. He was very softly answered all these. So this wise man replied, so you do this for the sake of whom? For the sake of your family. So the first, remember children, the first man did the work for money. The second man did the work for his family. So we'll see there were three men. So we'll see in the next man. Finally, expecting a similar reaction, he went to third man and asked him, hello friend, what are you doing? The man replied with a smile, sir, I am working for my country. For your country? How can it be? So finally, this man thought the same way, just like the first and the second, what they gave reply, just like that, this man also will say the same answer. So he asked the third man and he asked, hello friend, what are you doing? And this man with a smile he replied, sir, I am working for my country. So he was surprised. This wise man was very surprised. For your country? How can it be? So the first man earned money. He earned money for money's sake. He did this work. And the second man did this work for his family's sake. But the third man said he did it for his country. And you see, this is our country, India. This is our country in which we are living, children. This is called as India. We are living in India. In India, see this pink color. This is Karnataka, in which state we are living. His reply again. Our government is building a factory here. Many people get jobs. It means that their children will be educated. The younger minds build a better society. Thus, our nation will develop. The wise man was surprised to notice that a simple man was able to think so high. He said, you are a real patriot. So, he continued his reply saying that I am working for my country. And he says, our government, because one particular government rules the country. Now the ruling government is building a factory here. So many people will get jobs in a factory. Many people will work in that factory if there is a factory. See, now in sugar factory in Mandia, there are many people working there. So once if a factory come up, there are many people will get job, work. That means their children will be educated. And so the younger minds means small children's minds, will build a better society. When they are educated, they will build a better society. So only you all are learning, children. Because you all are studying, you all are educated, you will build a better society in the future. So thus this man replied in that way. Thus our nation will develop. Will develop means it will grow, it will expand. And so this man was very, very happy. Wise man was very happy and surprised to notice that this simple worker or a stone cutting man could reply and think so high. He said, you are a real patriot. So patriot means a person who loves his country. So the meaning is a patriot means a person who loves his country. So let's all try to be a patriot, a lover of our own country. So which is our country? India. So let's love our country India, and let us try to give what we can do when you grow up, when you become big, when you start working. Think what all you can give to your country. Now there's a poem, children. I'll continue with the poem also. The poem goes like this: Go not to the temple. This poem was written by Rabindranath Tagore. It's a very big poem, and it is taken from one of his poems. It is not full poem, is not fully given here, children. So from one of the poem, it has been, some few lines are taken. It is said, go not to the temple. Usually we'll say go to the temple and pray. But here this poem says go not to the temple. Now we will see why this poem, or this is Rabindranath Tagore, a very famous man. I hope at least one or two will know in my class who is this Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore is a person or a writer who wrote our national anthem. Which is our national anthem? Jana Gana Mana. So this is Rabindranath Tagore who wrote our national anthem, and just like that he has written many poems. So from the one of the poem it is taken. We'll see why he is saying not to go to the temple. Go not to the temple to put flowers upon the feet of God. First, fill your house with the fragrance of love. So, the poet Rabindranath Tagore says, don't go to the temple to put flowers upon the feet of God. See, many people, many of us go to the temple to put flowers at the feet of the God. He says, first fill your house. First fill your house with the fragrance. Fragrance means nice scent smell. Pleasant smell, nice scent and all you will put, now that is called as fragrance. So first fill your house with the fragrance of which fragrance? Not scent, fragrance of love. So first fill your house with love, then you go to the temple and put flowers on the feet of God. So that is what God also wants, that our house should be filled with love and happiness. Go not to the temple to bow down your head in prayer. First, learn to be in humility before your fellow men. So, here the poet says, don't go to the temple and bow down your head in prayer. First, learn to be in humility before your fellow men. Humility means being humble. Try to be humble front of your fellow men. Don't say I am great. I know what I am doing is correct. Go not to the temple to pray on bended knees. First bend down to lift someone who is downtrodden. So he says, don't go to the temple to pray in bended knees. Bended means kneeling down like this to pray. First, bend down to lift someone who is downtrodden. Downtrodden means those who are not respected, those who are oppressed, those who are very poor. Many people look down upon them. So bend down, help them, love them, those type of people. That is what you have to do first, instead of going to the temple to pray on bended knees. Go not to the temple to ask for forgiveness for your sins. First, forgive from your heart those who have sinned against you. So the poet says, who is the poet? Rabindranath Tagore. He says, do not go to the temple to ask forgiveness for your sins. Oh, you, what I have done. I'm sorry, Lord. I'm sorry, God. I did that. I did this. I'm sorry, God. Don't go to the temple to ask forgiveness for your sins. But first, forgive from your own heart those who have sinned against you. Sinned means those who have done wrong against you. If somebody does wrong against us, then first we have to forgive them from our own heart. Then ask. Then go to the temple and ask forgiveness for your sins. First learn to forgive others from your own heart. From your own heart you have to forgive others. So this is the poem. Very nice poem. Very beautiful. Read, children, at home. Read aloud once in front of your parents this lesson and the poem. Then you will know how to read. By reading, you will improve your language. So I will send the notes. Very goodbye, children, and read. Don't forget to read. Open your textbook and read this lesson and the poem. And do the text activities. Whatever text activities you can read, please read and do the text activities. Your English reader activities you have to do. So, bye. Thank you.